If you're struggling with finding the right recipes for dinners and lunches for a meal prep, you are at the right spot. So welcome back to my channel where I share weekly meal prep videos that are full of amazing nutrition, fiber and protein. So we're going to start off the video with the breakfast that I'm having on this particular day when I'm doing my meal prep. So for my breakfast, I decided to go for a classic egg on toast kind of breakfast. I wanted to have something really filling to push me through the day because it was around 11 a.m. and I wanted to have a kind of brunch, so to just give me enough energy through the meal prep until maybe later on in the day when I'll have my meals. So for the egg, I love my eggs well done. I do not like runny eggs, so I decided to just go for a well done egg. I love this sourdough from Aldi. It's the seeded sourdough, really delicious. Added in a bit of beet and pineapple salad. And for my tea, I love the hibiscus range from Kericho Gold. Absolutely love it. Now, onto the first recipe of this video, I decided to go with the classic cauliflower broccoli bake. This is so simple and it stores really well in the fridge. You can eat it for up to 3 to 4, 5 even days. You can just serve it up with some rice or some sort of protein. So I decided to add the sweetest pointed pepper and some capsicum, which was absolutely delicious. To make it more lovely, I added in thyme and parsley, oregano and basil, red chili and some salt, and then I just added in a bit of oil and just put it on my oven for 25 minutes. It was so simple to whip up, and it's one of the best meal prep recipes because remember, if you're doing a meal prep, you're looking for something quick and something that can store really well in the fridge and something that's full of good nutrition. The cauliflower, the broccoli are such good replacements for carbs, so it can really work really well with some proteins, some beef stew and all that. For recipe number 2, I decided to do an amazing classic, that is some creamed spinach. It's so I decided to start off by wilting my spinach. Remember, once you wilt your spinach, you just pour in a lot of boiling water over it and it will wilt, and then you just take off the water later on in the cooking process. And then in a large pan, not a really large pan but a spacious pan, I just added in a bit of onions, garlic for that extra flavor, and some cream. And then it's so simple, it's such a simple recipe. You just go ahead and add in some black pepper and some salt, and then add in your spinach and just stir it around for a while. One thing I love with spinach, it's full of iron and it's such an amazing meal, mostly when you're looking at increasing your fiber intake and also increasing your iron levels. It's so delicious. So this is such a delicious way to eat spinach, mostly if you don't like raw spinach like me. I don't like raw vegetables. I love my vegetables cooked or blended if they are blendable. So this is such a beautiful way and it stores really well. But for the spinach, I decided to eat it. It was the first meal, it was in my first few days of the week, so I personally just ate it in the first few days. For recipe number 3, I decided to do some sautéed kale, and as you can see with this video, we have a lot of vegetable prepping. I love prepping my vegetables because it makes it really easy to just reach out for them during the week, and it also makes me accountable in terms of eating more vegetables, more fiber, and just giving my body and my cells the nutrition that it needs. So I decided to go with some coconut oil, and then I just did cook my onions up to the point where they turned a bit brown. For this particular recipe, I used the spring onions. Spring onions have such a beautiful taste and it blends in so well with kale. So I just used the spring onions, added in my kale, and then after that was done. I had finished the first round of my meal prep, which was the first 3 vegetables. So after that, I just went onto the oven, and then my broccoli bake was done. It was looking really, really delicious. So I packed it up in some container, in some storage container. I also then packed up the cream spinach, which was cooked and cooled. At this point, it was a bit cool and it was so delicious, to be honest. I feel like wilting the spinach makes it so good and just makes it really, really easy to make it a cream spinach. And then I went ahead and took another bowl, added in the sauteed kale, and these vegetables will take me through the whole week. Every single day of the week I am guaranteed to have vegetables in my food, which also increases my fiber intake, increases iron intake, vitamin A, vitamin K. Most of these vegetables are really, really high in vitamins, which is really, really good. So for the protein of this week, I decided to do some chicken breast tenders, and for this I wanted something really spicy. So I decided to start off with some thyme, and then I added in a bit of parsley, and then I added in my favorite Italian duo, that is basil, oregano, and black pepper. After that, I just added in a bit of oil and some chicken seasoning, some Maggi seasoning, and just mixed everything up. One thing I love with this chicken, it can go with almost each and every vegetable that we've made before. So this chicken can go really, really well with the broccoli bake. It can go really well with the spinach, and it can be really, really nice with the sauteed kale. So it can actually blend in really well with whatever we've just made. And one thing I love with this kind of meal preps is that I don't have to eat the same type of food every single day of the week. So I can be able to switch things up, and I can be able to eat happily, comfortably, and just enjoy my food instead of sticking to a routine or a schedule that then makes it boring, burnout, and I find myself going back to ultra processed foods and takeouts, which is something that I'm really trying to cut out. So at this point, I had already baked the chicken halfway, so I just turned it to make sure that it is well cooked on both sides and gave it a bit more time. So we're now going to the fifth recipe. So from here henceforth, everything that you're making are salads and some breakfast recipes at the end. So I start off by peeling and washing my carrots. This is the simplest, most delicious salad ever. So after peeling and washing my carrot, I just create some beautiful ribbons, very, very beautiful ribbons from the carrots. I just slice them lengthwise using this carrot peeler, and then you get the cutest ribbons. So I do that to all the carrots, and then after this I just add in the dressing. I'll talk about the dressing once we get there, but one thing with carrots, they're full of beta carotene and vitamin A, which is really, really good for your skin. So for the dressing, I decided to go with a classic vinaigrette. I just added in a bit of basil, oregano, apple cider vinegar, and some red chili for that extra spiciness. And then I just mix everything together, put it in a bowl. This is the best kind of lunch for me because I don't have to heat it up at work. So I'll just pack it up and enjoy it, put it in the fridge, enjoy it with some green tea. It is so delicious. You have to try this recipe if you don't try anything in this video. The next thing that I have made is some cucumber and tomato salad. This is so refreshing and it is so delicious when you eat it with some type of protein, or maybe something like jollof rice or pilau. It's top tier. So I start off with some cucumbers, and then I do a bit of tomato slices. So these are salad tomatoes. They are in season, so it's such a beautiful, refreshing spring summer kind of recipe. And then after adding my tomatoes, I just add half an onion. I make sure I slice my onion really thinly since I want the depth of the red onion. And for this, you specifically need to use red onion because it gives it such amazing taste and depth, and it also creates such freshness and it just makes the salad really, really good, to be honest. And then for the vinaigrette, I decided to just use the same apple cider vinegar. I added in a bit of basil. I did add in a bit of oregano. I feel like basil and oregano are the stars of the show when it comes to all my recipes. I just love that combination. And then I decided to add in a bit of chili, pure red chili. Absolutely delicious. I love my salads spicy. I love my food spicy. So if you don't love chili, you can always skip it. And then you just combine everything together. It is tossed really, really beautifully, and you can have it for lunch, you can have it as a side, you can have it as a main meal, you can even have it for breakfast. I at times have this for a quick brunch type of breakfast, and it's just delicious, to be honest. So after packing up those two, we now go into my breakfast recipe. So for my breakfast recipe, I'm just doing two things. Since I have so many salads, I know I can't do too much for this week, so I'm doing my classic chia pudding. So for this one, you just add in 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. You add in flax seeds. I have some grinded flax seeds, so I just add in 1 tablespoon of the grinded flax seeds, and then I add in milk. So for the milk, it's optional. If you're plant-based, you can add in some plant-based milk. I love whole milk, so I just added in some whole milk. One thing to remember is that chia seeds are rich in omega fats. Flax seeds are also rich in omega fats. So this is more of a brain food for me, to be honest. It's just food that I dedicate solely for my gut and brain, and just to ensure that everything is running smoothly. Then you add in milk, which is also full of calcium and protein, and flax seeds also has a huge element of protein. The best thing is you just put it in the fridge. When you're ready to consume it, you just add in a few fruits and you're good to go. So here are my serving suggestions. um I decided to serve the broccoli bake with the chicken. It was delicious. To make it a bit more spicy, I love spicy food. I decided to add in the scotch bonnet. It was really, really good. So this is a low calorie meal, so if you're looking for a low calorie meal recipe, that is one of them. For the cream spinach, I served it with some fried shrimp rice, and for the kale, I went for the classic ugali and some mincemeat.